This segment is sponsored by the Thumbs Up Guys. Are you a passenger princess or do you love calling shotgun? What do you do when your ride goes wrong? We've got Brandon Dawson and Jeffrey Ward here with more. Gentlemen, good to see you.
Great to see you.
Good to see you.
Passenger princess right here. Just talking about it. So if you were injured in a car wreck but you weren't driving, so how does that affect your injury case?
It's actually my favorite type of client to have because
Okay.
it's the one time the insurance company is not going to point at you and say you've done something wrong.
Right,
They might
okay.
be pointing to the two drivers and we have to work that out.
Right.
But very rarely does a passenger have anything to do with how a wreck happened. So it's really just about deciding the percentage of fault on each driver
Okay.
and then like presenting claims to potentially both carriers.
All right, so if you're in an accident as a passenger, do you need to have your own police report?
Yeah, you certainly want to get a copy
Okay.
of it. Now, the tough part about that is the officer is not required to give you a copy. And so
Okay.
sometimes we will have a passenger who has been in a wreck and they don't have a copy of that FR10. And so we have to track it down. It can make it a little harder. If you can, snap a picture of it. You don't need a copy of it. We just need a
Right.
picture of it, right?
Okay.
So that certainly is one of the little mini hurdles that we do have.
Is it harder to get?
Well,
if they
you
don't
made
have-
you made a great point, and one thing I would always make sure to tell clients is make sure the police officer lists you on that collision report. I don't know how many times we've gotten a full report and it just has the two drivers listed, no
Okay.
passengers, and now we have insurance companies trying to say maybe our client wasn't even in the car.
Really?
So yeah, having that extra legwork or that extra hurdle,
Yeah.
just by making can be avoided if you just make sure the police officer gets your name, your
Right.
information, so it makes its way to the police report.
Okay, so then let's say you're a passenger princess, you're rolling along, there's an accident, your driver does not have insurance. What does that mean for you?
Yeah, so there's all sorts of different rules that apply when you're a passenger. And
Right.
a lot of it depends on, like you were saying, if you're driving with your husband versus if you were driving with me in the passenger seat.
I would still make you drive, by the way.
Yeah, happy to do it. The insurance that's applicable there can be very different. In South Carolina, we have this weird rule called stacking. We have class 1 and class 2 insureds. And so what happens in those situations is if the other driver or your driver didn't have insurance, you're going, all right, well, there has to be an uninsured motorist claim. And then we're going, all right, well, can we stack this? If you're with me, you can get your one uninsured motorist claim.
Okay.
If the other driver didn't have insurance and you were with your husband, you might be able to stack, which means you can look back at your other policies, and all of a sudden your coverage might go from $25,000 to $100,000 if you have 3
If you can
at-home
stack.
cars. And so those are some things that the insurance company is never going to tell you about. They might say, oh, hey, Aaron, and we've seen this so many times. Here's the $25,000. If you have some serious injuries, they just want you to
Right.
go away.
Yeah.
And they don't tell you that actually, there was punitive damages here as well. So it's not really $100,000; it's $200,000 in coverage, and they're just making themselves like they are doing the greatest thing ever by giving you that $25,000.
Right.
And in reality, they're shortchanging you $175,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have absolutely no duty to tell you what coverage applies. You are, even as a layperson, required to review and understand your own policy.
they're not
You
gonna
can ask
help you out.
questions, but they're not going to just say, oh yeah, here's an extra 50 grand. You forgot to
They're
ask
not
for
that
it.
kind? No?
They're not that kind. No.
That's why we need you guys. If someone watching right now wants to find out more information, what's the easiest way to find you?
Just Google the Thumbs Up Guys.
Bye, guys.
There you
Thank
go.
you so
Yep,
much. We're out of
absolutely.
time, but it's always fun. It's always got all your information on the screen. You can also go to inpain.com. We're going to take a break. We've got more Low Country Live right after this.